Get free online support, coaching, watch videos, and much, much more at www.bnbhostsupport.com. That's www.bnbhostsupport.com.
Hi there. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Trieu? Hi, I'm Mark. I'm a superhost ambassador for Airbnb. You have a home in Sydney, so that's good, and you're thinking of listing it. Excellent. I'm actually in Glenbrook. I've lived in Sydney the last... I've lived in Beecroft and Pymble and Turramurra and Hornsby and that sort of area for the last more than 20 years. I'm living in Beecroft and I'm living in Glenbrook and partly in part of my time in Orange for some of the time. Now, I thought it was just easier to just record this. You can actually speed this up if this is too slow, so it can go into 1.5 times. You have a home in Sydney and you're thinking of listing it. Well, obviously, it needs to be furnished. So these are some of the things that you need to think about. It needs to be furnished. And once you've bought the furnishings, you kind of, or you may actually have a house and, I don't know, you may be going overseas. In that case, that's the sort of thing that's ideal for Airbnb, where you intend to come back or something like that. Or, in the case of Orange, I've got a property at Orange. I spend some of my time at Glenbrook and some of my time in Orange. And oops, I'll just enlarge that. I spend some of my time in both places, so it's fine to have... it is actually fine to have two separate homes, and we rent the place at Orange on the weekend. I've got a business there, so I go there through the week. It's not occupied, and it works well. So we're getting used to the property sort of 7 days a week. It's making money on the weekends, and it's providing us with a place to stay during the week. So you've got to actually have a think about it, because once you own the furniture, if you're going to go out and buy a whole bunch of furniture just for Airbnb, then you probably lose money if it doesn't work out. And with Airbnb, you don't get guaranteed nights, whereas with a long-term lease, where you've got income for 6 months or 12 months. So it's got to be the right property at the right price and in the right location. So, but I'm actually Airbnb's community manager for Western Sydney, so that covers everywhere from, I think it's like Homebush Bay Drive west until you get to the Blue Mountains. So that part of the world I know a lot about. I also had experience of staying in a few Airbnb spaces and would like to bring the best experiences as I can to the guests. Very good. Well, people will reward you, and it's actually not only is it financially rewarding, but you get to meet people. And if you're good with hospitality, then you get to share your home with someone else and get paid money. It's kind of very, very good. So I've actually got 3 properties at the moment, but there's many more that are going to be being managed for myself and for other owners. So here are some questions. Which quality of goods that you should put in for Airbnb? That's a tricky question. If you've got 2 bedrooms, then you need to provide, I would think, 2 double beds, so that then you can sleep. 2 queen size beds, maybe even a king size bed and a queen, depending on the size of the rooms. If you've got big rooms, I probably would put in a king size bed, but it just depends. It depends on the space. I don't know your space, but if you can give me an address, I can look it up, and maybe it's got a floor plan online that we could see it. So you basically start with the bedrooms, and then you let's just say in that scenario where you have got 2 bedrooms, then you probably want to accommodate at least 4 people. I've got a property at Orange that is 2 bedrooms, and we put in a rollaway bed, and we charge for extra people because of linen requirements. So we base the price on 4. But then you've got to have seating and cutlery and crockery and glassware, and at least 4 people, depending on the numbers of beds. So, but also the linen works on that basis as well. So, what would you buy? Well, it's hard to know. I want something good and last long. Well, that's true. And you can depreciate all your furnishings fairly rapidly with Airbnb. So, but there may be a capital gains tax consequence. So I'd certainly consult your accountant. If possible, can you please recommend some shops or online stores that you can buy these from? Bedding, towels, tableware, decorations. I'd really like to know where you are located. There are people that will do this. I actually have a business that does staging for people and also co-hosting. So I'd be very willing to help you, depending which part of Sydney it's in. So you don't say that. But this might sound a bit strange, but we would probably recommend buying new beds. The linen and all of our properties, every single one of those, we use hired linen. In our case, we actually run a company that does cleaning and property services and linen hire as well. And if you want to actually have a look at some of these places, have a look at my professional website, which is airbnb.com/p/snowgums, SNOWGUMS, snowgums. And you're able to have a look at some of the linen. I'm sure there's plenty of other companies. If you weren't very close to us, then clearly we wouldn't. It wouldn't be feasible to provide linen. But in my experience, it actually costs just as much to buy your own. Just to have laundry done. My time is important to me. It cost just as much to take my own linen to a laundry. Well, the cost just for cleaning, forgetting about my time and petrol, all the rest, and picking it up and paying bills and doing accounting and all the rest. It was far superior to just hire the linen. I'm just going to shut this door. Sorry, someone's just going home. What else? How many days per year before and after COVID was your property? Well, it was actually booked. During COVID, it was actually, except for the lockdowns, like we made phenomenal money. All of my properties were in orange though, so they're Sydney people typically that came, and we've never made more money during COVID. Now, since COVID, we were also very busy, but once the borders open, orange is a different place. Once the borders open, then clearly, less local people, domestic clients would stay with us, when they could go overseas. But you would also find, on the other hand, we've also got people coming to Australia, and businesses are open. So I wouldn't discount that you might get clients that come for business travel purposes, depending on which part of Sydney that you're in. So, and they may well come for, a month at a time and stay. Now, I actually coach a lot of people, and many of them are in Canberra, and many of them do incredibly well for long stays, 2 weeks, month, 2 months, that sort of thing. How many hours per week or month do you spend for Airbnb services? If you have shorter stays, you can probably charge more per night, but then there is more guests to keep in contact with, so it becomes more time consuming. And I'm personally setting up a business here in Western Sydney to do more long stays, 1 week to 3 weeks to a month, 2 months, that sort of thing. And I think that would be less time consuming. Do you use cleaning services? Yes, I do, because I'm actually a lawyer, so I can make more money working as a lawyer and hiring a cleaner. So, but you've said here, I tend to do it myself, but also I work full time, so I'm afraid I can't manage it when there are 2 consecutive bookings. So, again, I don't know where you are or the likelihood that you'll have consecutive bookings, but typically, well, you can easily set it up so that you put a day in between. You lose a day's rent, but then you can clean at night. So if you're cleaning at night, maybe you can do the laundry at night, and it might be better for you to have all of your own things. But I personally, we actually charge something like $275 for linen and cleaning. I think the cheapest one, even for the 2-bedroom place, it's close to $200. And someone cleans it professionally. Like, we actually own a cleaning company, so we pay the cleaning company about $130 odd for a 2-bedroom place, and around $50-$60 for 2 bedrooms. Is there any special tips you would like to share as a superhost? That is a very big question, and that's a very open-ended question. I will send you a link to some resources. Airbnb have excellent host resources and things that you can read. Photos are very important, and also reviews are very important. So you need to get some reviews. The first couple of bookings are the hardest, and once you've got a couple of bookings, then you've got reviews, and people say, well, Trieu's place is beautiful, it's quiet, it's busy, it's noisy, whatever. It's spacious, it's a townhouse. I don't know what your place is like, but once you get a few reviews, that is very, very important. Look, I'll send you a link to a very old video by one of the founders of Airbnb. Reviews are the key. So I'll also send you, as I said, a link to the host resources. So if you've got any more questions, we can have a conversation anytime. Thanks very much. I wish you good luck. And if I can help you in any way, that's what we're here for. Thank you very much. Bye.
Get free online support, coaching, watch videos, and much, much more at www.bnbhostsupport.com. That's www.bnbhostsupport.com.